Streaming is on.
But from my database, the price I have is in September 2021. And but then he says, but these are the website that you can look up to find it, right? But I mean, I don't know how we can use it if we want to use it. But I mean, I just would like to discuss with you about this, right? To just make you sign up and I mean try it out, and then we can see. I mean, it can be very functional to us in many ways, especially for documentation, policy writing, right? We can write something and then we give it to him and say, correct all the English, boom, and give it back to me, boom. And he gives back the whole document already corrected instead of you going substitute this and that and that. So, I mean,
But
we can
what,
we
but
can
what, what
discuss
do you mean by
together.
but what do you mean by it is open? What does that mean to you when you say that?
I don't understand very well, right? These things, so that's
Okay, but
why.
you said it was open, so you understand something. I mean, are you sure it's open, or you just think it might be open, or what?
From what I understand from what I read on the internet, it's free. Like the coding, everything is it's free, right? So you can download it, you can get it as a developer, or you can be just a user. But like Microsoft and Google, they took it and now they're improving it on depending on their because this is comes from OpenAI, the company that Elon Musk is one of the founders. It's a non-profit that he created for the purpose to make open artificial intelligence accessible to everybody, to avoid that one day this super powerful technology is going to be in the hands of very few people, and it could be a disaster, right? So he purposely created this OpenAI company, which is a non-profit, as I said, where they are going to share all the information. Their AIs are going to be accessible and usable to everybody, so that it's everybody can use it, and it's not to avoid again that it stays only in the hands of few very very powerful people that will decide the fate of the world, because with such a technology, I mean, the opportunities are endless.
But it's not open unless somebody can join it, right? Which obviously is not possible. But in the context of like uh, the actual technology, my understanding it is proprietary and very few people control it, right?
I don't understand. I don't know, Jay, about this.
Yeah, I
This
mean, that'd be my biggest concern is just like, you know, hundreds of millions of people getting basically, addicted and dependent on it, and then them, making it inaccessible would be concerning to say the least. Um, but it also seems like it is, that they might have a free version and then try to push people to do the paid version. That's also seems to be a possibility from what I'm reading. But then the question is, what's the difference between the paid version and the free version? Is the free version going to limit the ability so that basically rich people have access to AI, but poor people do not? So it's just very interesting, the whole dynamic being laid out with it. It's in theory, it's all very, very hunky dory. It's just a little on the fence in terms of the long term stability of it. So I'm definitely interested in how that's going to evolve and grow. But I have signed up for it. I did try it out at some point. It's not like I haven't looked at it at all, but um,
You signed up on the Open AI website, from the Open AI website.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
And tried, played with it before. But it's like, again, it's just, I definitely feel like it is a big money special interest thing, right? It's not like it. I mean, yes, it's nonprofit, but nonprofit doesn't mean big money special interests are not involved, right? Like most nonprofit systems are big money special interests in terms of very, very controlling, over money and supply chains. Like just because something is nonprofit does not mean it's transformative.
you can ask him. So I'm asking: is ChatGPT technology open to anyone?
That's not the right question, though. The question is who owns and controls the technology.
Yeah, we can ask him. Right? We can ask directly to him. And let's see what he answers. I'm loading.
You want to share your screen?
Yes, I'm going to show my screen. Okay. Sharing my screen. All right, so I'm going here, right? So as you can see here, I'm creating various chats, right? This is called, it's Pluton. This is Pluson. Pluson is the German. Pluton is more like existential things that I'm asking him. And then I also had Pluron, but I lost it. But anyway, here, what do you want to ask him? So who owns Chat GPT technology? Is developed and owned by OpenAI, a research organization dedicated to creating advanced artificial intelligence technologies in a safe and beneficial way. OpenAI was founded in 2015 by a group of technology leaders, including Elon Musk, Sam Altman, and others, with the goal of developing AI technology that can benefit humanity. ChatGPT is one of the many AI models developed by OpenAI, and it uses a state-of-the-art language processing system that allows it to understand and respond to natural language input from users.
Try, who has what companies have invested in OpenAI? I believe it's called LLC, but let me double check that. LI,
Elon Musk.
limited partnership, an OpenAI LP.
Development of Open
What companies invested into OpenAI LP? Yeah.
has received investment from a variety of companies, including Microsoft, invested 1 billion. Amazon.
Big. This is what I'm talking about.
Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel is like the evil. Like for me, it's like Mr. Evil.
Exactly. This is what I'm talking about. So the most important thing here to understand is that they did not donate this money. They invested this money, and so they have ownership equity stake. That is interesting about their structure, from what I've researched here, is that like know how Google there's all the ownership shares of all the money, right? And then there's like Sergey Brin and the two founders have controlling decision making of Google. Do you know what I mean? That it's a separate level of stock.
It's called Alphabet A or something.
Which is insane, right? That they personally control the entire thing with two people, right? So in this model, the OpenAI nonprofit has the controlling shares. But the OpenAI nonprofit is also basically an oligarchy, like you saw, who started it. It's very, very few people who actually have, and it's not an open nonprofit or anything like that. So it's definitely concerning to me how big money special interest it is. But the biggest concern is if you look at Google and you look at every single technology system out there, whether it's Facebook or Google or all these things, it's their whole model is always give it away for free for as long as possible until all market share is completely dissolved and you own everything with your billions and billions of dollars that you spent on it because you gave it away for free for so long. So you just crush all the competition, and then you start charging and take over, right? And then you have a monopoly. And that's the model that these companies use over and over and over and over again. And it's destructive to our market, or destructive to humanity. It's been, completely making a huge amount of problems throughout the market. The whole tech industry is extraordinarily powerful, and it speaks and is accountable to no one. And this looks like exactly the same thing. And I'm not sure. I'm not.
But this is revolutionary, right? So, for example, this is something that could really mean the end of the world, because if it gets in the wrong hands. But for example, look here. I asked him, can I have access to the brevetto, because I don't remember how you say in English, patent, because you can write in any language, like Italian, he understands, to the brevetto, which is the Italian of ChatGPT. And he says, as an artificial intelligence language model, ChatGPT is not a physical invention or a patented technology that can be protected by a patent. ChatGPT is based on open source technology, which means that its code is available to the public for free and can be accessed by anyone who wants to use it. The development of ChatGPT is based on a combination of existing technologies and novel approaches developed by OpenAI researchers. and the resulting language model is licensed under the Creative Commons Attribution Share Alike 4.0 International.
But the keyword is Chat GPT, right? The keyword Chat GPT is based on open source technology, but it is proprietary, right? Is Chat GPT proprietary? That would be the question, right?
Okay, what is the question?
That's what I'm reading. Because remember, it should say Chat GPT is open source technology, not Chat GPT is based on open source technology. There is a huge difference between being based on open source technology, which means you use free technology and you turn it into paid technology, versus actually being open source. Do you see the difference? It's a very, very, thin line there.
No, ChatGPT is not proprietary. It is an open source language model developed by OpenAI, a research organization dedicated to advancing artificial intelligence in a safe and beneficial way. OpenAI has made the source code of ChatGPT available to the public under the Creative Commons Attribution Share Alike 4.0 International License, which allows anyone to use, modify, and share the technology as long as they provide proper attribution to OpenAI and share their modified versions under the same license. This makes ChatGPT a collaborative and community-driven technology rather than a proprietary one.
Okay, well, that's good that they're saying it. So that's the kind of language we want to see. So if you could copy and paste that to the notes, that's the kind of language that we want to see. Because I don't see that language in other places, like when I actually read about it, So
I can ask him. Where can I find this online?
You can see the difference between the two communications that you did, right? One says it was based on open source technology, and the other one says that it is open source technology. Very, very different way of saying something. So I don't know why those two answers came back with different results.
Can you give me the link to the official source of this last statement you made? Certainly, you can find more information about the open source licensing of ChatGPT on the OpenAI website. Here's the link to the relevant page. On this page, you can find the full text of the Creative Commons Attribution Share Alike 4.0 International License. I'm going to copy this as well.
Very, very interesting, I must say.
Yeah, it's so interesting.
But it's like, why does it telling us that it's all open and open source and Creative Commons, and then you go to Wikipedia and you go to other places and it says proprietary? Very interesting that it's not all congruent.
So the only thing that it's difference between the paid version here, you see upgrade to plus, right? You say upgrade to plus, is that there's so much use, like it's growing like nothing ever in the history, right? So since December, it already has 100 million.
It came back with nothing.
What, the link?
Beta.openai.com/licenses came back blank. That's weird. Anyways, for me, it's just very odd that this would even be a question.
Page not found.
I mean, that it's like really, really weird that this is even coming up as an issue. Like, it should literally take me 10 seconds to verify that this thing is open source and that it is totally in like a tool for humanity. And it's just like the fact that it takes longer than 10 seconds, and then you research and the information is not congruent and you're getting different information from different places is weird. But anyways, like, it doesn't change the fact that it's definitely a good tool. So you're saying when you pay for it, you get a faster response because so many people are using it?
Yeah, like yesterday, it says come back later because there's too many requests. I apologize for the error. It appears that the link I provided earlier is no longer functional. Here's the correct link to the OpenAI website licensing page. Yeah, because he cannot have, this version he does not have real-time capabilities. So the data needs to be updated into so they started, it has all the internet data, all the internet information, uploaded since September 2021, from what I know, and then they're uploading as they go. So let's see this other website. I'm putting this other one here. Let's see
It
now.
still does not come up with anything. It's so odd. I'm just getting nothing.
You were
So
looking for
weird.
doesn't exist. You may have mistyped address or page may have moved. It's asking again. Again, same 440 error. I apologize, but it appears that the OpenAI website has recently undergone changes and the previous link I provided are no longer valid. Here is the updated link to the OpenAI licenses page. It's the same, right? It's the same. Still the same 4.40 error. I apologize. It appears that the OpenAI website may be experiencing technical difficulties. In the meantime, I can provide you with a summary of the licensing. So I can
Again,
go and
I think it's a lie. I think it's telling us a lie. I do not think it's open source. I do not. Everything
I
I'm
had
reading.
I had a fight with him yesterday that it's lying, right? So, for example,
The fact that it doesn't have to give truthful information is very concerning. But under this Reddit here, I think this Reddit is very, very correct. You know, it says ChatGPT is
Are you
open
there?
source, but then where can you find its open source code? And then it's like, you know, it's actually
Cannot hear anything.
not. But I don't know. ChatGPT being
Alberto,
called
can you hear me?
open source is a huge
yeah, I can hear you,
misnomer.
Joyce.
It is open access, not open source. If you are interested in the true open source project, check this out. So my understanding is that there are many open source models that are being created and have been created and are going to continue to be created. And for me, that is much, much more intriguing. Like ChatGPT seems like it is a big money special interest model. And I'm not saying that that's bad. I mean, we use Google and we use proprietary systems all the time, right? So I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying that we don't want to get stuck with something that is a monopoly. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like we shouldn't be encouraging, we should be insisting that the world has access to, you know, artificial intelligence chat technology for everybody. Like that should just be like, I mean, it costs nothing, right? It will cost nothing, right? It's like this is the gift of humanity to the world. Like the idea that a proprietary, self-interested billionaire class should have all control over people's access to AI is maddening,
Yeah.
to say the least. So for me, that's like, you know, my only concern with it. I mean, I certainly think it's really cool and I really like it. I just want to make sure that it's done correctly in a way that everybody has ongoing access to it and that it's not used as a tool to con people into, you know, basically control, you know, and monopolization, which is what they've done over and over and over again. If you look at the last 30 years of technology history of the big money special interest players, you know. So it is interesting to say the least. So, but I'm glad we have a little discussion about it. You know, so I'm not against it at all. I think it's really cool. I just look at it with caution because of the misinformation out there, and it's not even just misinformation. It's just like this weird fence gray area, which is like the fact that they're even trying to push it as an open technology to the public is manipulation. Right? It's like, why don't they just call it what it is? This is a private foundation, a private nonprofit, a private company with private big money special interest backing, and to tell everybody this is what it is because that's, you know, they can't prove otherwise. So why are they trying to pretend that it's all open source and technologically accessible to the population if it's actually not? Like, it's really weird, right? Isn't that strange? Like, it doesn't make any sense. You know, because they're obviously pushing it as a thing that's just like, oh, this is going to change humanity and it's available to everybody. And it's like, oh, but then you look into it and it's like, oh, maybe it's not. Maybe it's only, they're basically going to do what they did every other time, monopolize it. So anyways, that's my thought on it, but it's definitely very cool. And I'm down to try out other things too if you want to talk about it more. But in my mind, I verified my existing concern that it's manipulative and potentially dangerous for hundreds of millions of people, soon to be billions of people, to get addicted and dependent on something that is controlled by like literally 10 people, maybe 20 people, right? And then from there, you look into the for-profit side of it, and it's like, the laundry list of like the biggest corporations and like technology problems on the planet,
Yeah, exactly. So, Jay, so I think that, I mean, you're probably the only person in the world that I can think of that can that has such an intelligence and such a brain that can efficiently be able to um, how do you say, like, destroy the plans of these people, right? So I think that you should definitely use this tool to help you out, because it's amazing, can help you immensely. And to go, so with that together we can go to the source of this, understand well, for the good of humanity. Because I mean, uh, you are you are, I don't know, I mean, as I know, I compare you way higher now. So the first time I met you, I was comparing you to Elon Musk. Now I compare you much higher than Elon Musk, right? Because you are like, you have the same intelligence, you have the same I don't know, something more than the normal people, right? But you're on the good side. You're definitely on the good side. While Elon Musk can say whatever he wants, but in the end, I mean, as we are also seeing here, right? They say, "Oh, it's open," and then in the end, why wouldn't you do a nonprofit for this?
They
Why
did do a
wouldn't you?
nonprofit, and they have a very specific and good reason for not being nonprofit, which is because they basically sold their nonprofit, right? And they said that it was because they needed more money to build this technology than had ever been raised by a nonprofit ever before in history. So basically, they needed billions and billions and billions of dollars in their budget in terms of creating this artificial intelligence. And so instead of keeping it nonprofit, they decided to go the for-profit route. But the nonprofit controls the for-profit. It's very similar to our model, except our model is an open model, whereas theirs is a closed model, right? Where it's like their nonprofit is private, right? It's a private nonprofit.
Yeah, our model is definitely
Anyone can
completely
join us, right?
unique.
So
Yes,
that
I
would
mean, our
be,
model is amazing.
if OpenAI was open and anyone could join it, then it would be perfect, because then I could go join it and be involved in oversight and accountability just like anyone else in the
And
world.
decision making, yes.
And decision making, everything. So that's really the only differentiation that is concerning. But the problem is that I've been looking for an open organizations for my entire life, and I can't find them. That's why I'm putting so much effort into the Afghan Community Network and all the work that I do, is because literally I can't find open organizations in society. Every single organization you look at, right? Like literally hundreds and hundreds of organizations that their mission is to support democracy and support equity and make our world a better place for all people, right? And then you look at how they function, and it's closed. It's a oligarchy or it's a dictatorship. Every single organization I've found, I cannot find
Yeah,
open
yeah.
organizations.
It
It is
doesn't.
insane.
It
How is that
doesn't
possible?
exist. We are the only one. We're the only
How is
one
that
in
possible? It's
the world.
insane. It's mind-blowing. And then I can't even convince people that it's even an applicable concept to invest and support the idea of an open organization. Nobody even cares. And I've been doing this for 20 years, and it's like we have no open organizations in all of society, and nobody even thinks that we should even consider having one. It's like so weird to me.
Yeah, but I mean, I believe. I mean, we're with this launch, and then we're going to be so big, and we're going to change that. I mean, we're
Yes.
going to
Well,
become
I
super
certainly hope.
super huge. But what I say to you, I mean, uh, like, I mean, of course, nothing exists like what you have created. Like I'm totally like every time it's like so amazing, right? But I mean, also I perfectly understand that my role is to support you in any way possible because I have no obviously no how do you say in pretension, not pretension. I mean, you're completely incredible, unique, right? Because and I really believe that we can change the world 99% because of you, right? Then the other 1% is you finding the right people to support you, to help you in making manifesting your vision. And this is what it's my life purpose, right? So support you in any way possible. But you're the one that can really change the world. I mean, it's incredible. So what I think is that we should definitely take advantage of all the incredible benefits that this technology can give us, and use this technology to make sure that that we can contrast anything that probably is behind the back going on, that they're not telling the public as usual, and try when
Yeah.
we're gonna be, I mean, stronger
So
and more
let's
robust to, yeah,
so let's go back to
yeah,
what we were saying in terms of like the original context of this, right? It's like, for me, it's like not about us. It's never about us. And that's what's different about how I think and pretty much everyone else, right? Right. So people
yeah,
can understand how I think. It shouldn't be 99% on me. Right. And the way I think is that everything we talk about, everything we go through, every single topic, everything is always applicable to the team and the whole, and then the public and the public accountability and what is good for everybody, 8 billion people, hundreds of trillions of animals and beyond. Right. So in the context of understanding this technology, I'm thinking of it already in terms of how do you share this? We're already live broadcasting. People could already be watching. What do we want to share with the world and related to this particular issue? And obviously it's still in the pre-layer of understanding the options. And for me, that's where it comes down. So line 31 here is a link to 20 chat PT like technologies, and that we should, if we're trying to create data and information for the public benefit, it would be looking
yeah,
at all 20 or 21 or 25 existing chat PT models that are out there, understanding not just how they work, but understanding how they are owned and controlled, and prioritizing them based on functionality and public accessibility for the future. And then you would give that information to the public so that the public has the information they need to make a understanding decision for the best use of humanity in the long run, right? So chat GPT is one option, but maybe it's not the best option in terms of understanding all the criteria and the factors, which have to include the open nature and the actual ability to control and utilize it, and like all those things, Yeah. So for me,
yeah,
that's the direction that I would go with this. Like, it's not just blindly, let's just blindly jump into ChatGPT and just do it with no thought of anything else. It's like, if we're actually in the public benefit, what the public needs is good information about artificial intelligence technology to support individuals and groups across the world. And so what are the options? And then actually reviewing and understanding these options and presenting them to the public in a way that the public can make their own informed decisions based on actual knowledge, right? Of understanding, who controls this technology, how can it be manipulated, how can it be, what could happen with this technology in 10, 20, 50 years, right? And obviously Chat GPT in and of itself could be amazing in 50 years, but it also could just basically be a controlling, manipulative, psychological weapon in 50 years, right?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
that's
And
a big of a roll of dice to me. I'm not interested in something that just a roll of the dice could end up being a psychological weapon in the warfare of controlling humans and humanity. Like it's so easy to avoid that.
I agree with you totally, and I am the same page with you that if we want to bring artificial intelligence inside our workflow, inside our model, inside the responsibility organizing, inside how we work, it should be done exactly like this, like with seeing the options and deciding. Yeah,
That's how we always operate.
exactly. Yeah. That's why I wanted to have an open discussion. For the rest, I'm saying exactly. I mean, I think that it's so important that you, uh, uh, among all the people that I can think of in the whole history of humanity, I'm not talking about the people that I know. Like you, out of all the people that I can think of and that I have knowledge of, and I have a lot of knowledge, should first of all be like boosted by this technology, because you for me, you can really I mean, I have faith that everything's going to be all right, because uh, because I believe that we will manifest your vision and we will become a very strong pole that it's completely, that can show to the people a different way of doing things, of making decisions. We can all be together, and I totally believe it, right? So, and if they have this advantage over us, it's a lost it's a lost uh, it's a lost challenge. Let's call it challenge to start with, because I mean this technology is just crazy. I mean, I've been using it 2 days, and I mean, only thinking about all the capabilities, all the things that I can do, it's just mind blowing. So I really, I really desire that you, out of everybody, is taking advantage of this technology to be able to so that we are all together able to exactly in a timely manner become big enough that we can avoid world destruction or world total domination by big corporations and big things, and even more slavery of the human beings, and even more people living gray lives, and when people are like the miracles, right? So my thing is, please, Jay, let's adopt this technology, because otherwise we're never
Okay, well,
going to be able
that's not how
to.
we function. Okay, let me just respond here,
But
because
let's do it. Let's do it with our values now. But I mean, and then I say, yeah,
yeah,
if
it's
we
not
say we do
about,
it, yeah.
but it's not like asking and begging and pleasing. It's just very simple, right? We automatically change our systems and methods based on, agreement and understanding, right? So this is
Yeah.
very, very simple. We just take a step back, take a deep breath, and we think about, okay, where does this apply in our trajectories list, right?
Yeah.
And where is this to get, worked on and moved forward? We could go over the goals and everything, but basically, mainly, the idea is, AI technology in workflow, um, and dynamics, etc. So the question is, where and how does this get worked on? Where and how does this get integrated into the network and the organization, into our resources, right? It's going to be part of our resources as well. And so
Hmm.
let's just look at our team schedule. Let's look at our
Yeah.
trajectories.
I'm looking.
And we can just decide where and how this fits into the whole system. that we are building the whole vortex, and then it's a done deal. We'll just the vortex will automatically
Yes.
make it. Okay, so
Yes.
it's very simple. So places that this could come in, it could come into worker coordination and tactical ops, evaluation and problem solving, methodology and guided documents. So Wednesday, Thursday, Andromeda hour 3 could be added to a segment there
Yes.
as a possible option.
Yes.
Right. So I don't think it really has to do too much with our prime trajectory, but obviously it could be part of the prime trajectory and coordination, but I think it should go into the general things first. So that seems to be the main place that I am seeing for it to fit in.
Totally. Yeah. Totally.
So what we would want to, so if we agree on that, then what we'd want to do is we want to link, get the link to FQN trajectories, and then we spreadsheet, and then we're going to want to have that as a, I would assume it would be a segment, because I don't believe it's a sub trajectory yet. I think at this time it would be a segment.
Yeah. Yeah. Just for the moment, just a tool. Yeah.
So we look at the umbrella normal trajectory, right? So the normal trajectory, and we have value distribution, methodology, and guiding documents. So it could go under methodology and guiding documents. We go under evaluation and problem solving. I think evaluation and problem solving is a really good place for it. Or worker coordination. It could go under worker coordination, under project management, that it could be part of our methods for how do we accomplish work.
Yeah, I agree with you. For the moment, yes. There's where I would put it. I agree with you.
Worker coordination?
Yes, worker coordination. Okay. Yeah, worker coordination.
So this would be AI tools. Okay, so I'm just going to call it AI tools.
Yeah.
And so AI tools basically includes any and all artificial intelligence tools that are created, both proprietary, open source, and anything and everything that the public may or may not want to utilize in our movement organizing. All right. So I think that's
I wouldn't. Wait. I would be more specific though, because we should base our decisions on artificial intelligence that are as advanced as ChatGPT, or at that level, because there's a lot of artificial intelligence. But I mean, this is really revolutionary because it's the first real. I mean, if you for example use your how is it called on the Siri, right, on the iPhone, Siri is extremely limited. Siri, you just have very limitation. You need to ask the right questions, and that it's not. This is like talking to another person that is extremely. It's like it's like you have a child that has so much data, and you can teach him how you want him to work with you, how you want him to. I mean, it's very different. I mean, he understands everything. He also sometimes even goes steps in front of you and already gives you answers that you haven't even thought yet, and you say, oh, how cool is that? So we think we should already start from there and at that level, right?
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I wrote anything and everything that applies to advanced AI tools. Does that sound good? Advanced AI tools.
Yes, exactly. Advanced.
But I think AI tools is the correct term, because yes, we're saying advanced AI tools, but we need to understand AI tools to understand what is an advanced AI tool, right?
Yeah.
So I think the correct term is AI tools, but our goal is focusing on the advanced AI tools. But in order to focus only on advanced AI tools, we need to be able to compare it to tools that may be similar or slightly less advanced.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, and I have no problem paying money for it. Like we want to pay money for it, as a tool for our team. That's fine, and we can put it in the budget and everything. But we need to understand what is available for, thousands of organizations in a global movement, right? So it's not just us, right? Yes. So if we're always creating a plan for the whole, global movement and everybody who wants to participate. So our budget is not applicable if it costs, too much money because it won't be available to everybody. Okay, so
Yes.
we need to consider what are the backups, what are the alternatives. All of that needs to be done because again, we don't focus on just single organizations and single teams and single people. We have to focus on an entire vortex, right? An entire vortex of mini networks of endless modes and organizations.
Yes. Yes, Jay. Perfect. Yeah.
All right.
Great.
So I think we're good with this.
We are. Yeah.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
What's up?
Oh, okay. I thought,
You're really quiet though.
no, I thought you don't hear me.
Okay.
Joyce,
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Jay.
Joyce, when you are broadcasting, are you making sure you link the notes, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Cool. So yeah, shall we take a break, or do you guys want to do our view up first and try to get clear on our topics?
I can. Let's finish the focus. Yes, and then we can take a break.
All right, cool. So we did our Chat GPT discussion.
Yeah, we did that.
Good.
0.
0. So I mean, for me, I'd like to go over all of the taxes after we deal with the management status update because that will prevent the upfront pay stop. And then I would go over all of the taxes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, whatever one you want to do first, either USCOB or 1099s.
I would like to do as USOB because I mean, if we review today and we finalize it, I can already send it in the mail later, ideally.
Does that look good?
Yeah, perfect. Mm-hmm.
We're going to prevent upfront pay stop. We're going to clarity on all tax priorities. USCB, this is just finalized.
Yeah. Virtual envelope form.
And 1099's
1065, right?
I guess. I don't know. That's a good start. Shall we take a break and come back? We can move forward.
Yeah, we can take a 9-minute break. We missed the half-hour break, so maybe we can take.
All right, so start again at the top of the hour. Sounds good.
Yes, sounds good. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay.